What's good? This is Trey. Welcome to this presentation. Today, I want to talk about the reason you are not approaching women. All right. So the reason the reason you're not approaching women is because you're scared. It's because you're afraid. You're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of embarrassment. You're afraid of judgment. You're afraid of looking stupid. You're afraid of approaching a woman and that woman bringing up your insecurities. You're afraid of approaching a woman and that woman bringing up past trauma. You're afraid of not being good enough. You're afraid of not being cool enough. You're afraid of not being attractive enough. It's fear that is holding us back from approaching women. A lot of guys could easily handle their dating life simply by overcoming fear. Now, one of the things I like to do is really say things the way they are so I can really feel it. And this is what motivates me to go and take action. So essentially, when you do not take action because of fear, you are actually at that particular moment, the moment you make a decision to make a decision from fear, you're a slave to the fear. You are literally a puppet to fear. And once I realized this, I started to get pissed off. I was like, man, fuck that. I'm not a slave. I'm not a puppet. And so I started going after the fear. I started attacking the fear. I had this fear, this fear of approaching women, this fear of rejection, all that shit. I had to overcome it because I didn't want to be a slave to fear. If you can't do something because of an emotion that you're feeling, that emotion is controlling you. And the only way you can push, get out of an emotion, or at least the real you are your willpower. You are the one who can say, yes, I feel this emotion, yes, I feel fear, but I'm still gonna do it. Right? That's willpower. That's courage. That's discipline. We have to rely on characteristics that can overpower emotion. And that's why I challenge myself each day. If you're wondering why I wake up at 3:45 in the morning, why do I work out as soon as I wake up? Why do I do a cold shower? Why do I do these things? Because I want to be in control. I don't want to be controlled by my emotions. Oh, I feel tired, so I can't do something. Oh, I feel fear, so I can't do something. That's not me. Those are emotions that are trying to control me. They're trying to make me a puppet, trying to make me a slave. And I'm not a slave. I'm not a puppet. I'm a spiritual being that has the power to take action and responsibility for every single area of my life. And my dating life was the biggest challenge in my life. And it was because of fear. So I went and attacked fear. Okay. I was having a hard time approaching women. So I said, all right, then I'm going to just approach whoever I can. I'm going to keep approaching people until I overcome this fear. I started approaching old ladies, old men. I don't care who it is, because I was sick and tired of being a slave to fear every single day, having to deal with the same condition because of these emotions that are controlling me. And I said, fuck that, man. But first, we have to start by accepting the fact that we're not doing shit because we are afraid, because we're scared. We need to stop bullshitting ourselves and trying to justify it. Oh, this and that, this and that. No, it's fear. And the only way to overcome fear is to expose yourself to the fear until it is no longer a fear. That's the only way to do it. Exposure therapy. Consistently exposing yourself to the fear. You can't think about it. You can't dream about it. You can't hope about it. You can't pray about it. You have to actually go out there and experience the fear over and over again. Now, you can gradually do it, which is what I recommend. As I said, when I just started, I was having a hard time approaching women that I find attractive. It was tough for me. So instead of making it unnecessarily difficult and overwhelming myself, I worked my way up, man. I started by talking to old ladies, right? Talking to old men, right? Talking to women that I don't find attractive, whatever. As long as I could build it up and get closer and closer to approaching that woman that I find attractive. And I just kept going until I got to that point. Like that's how you do it, man. Exposure therapy. There's no other way. You can't just read about it. You can't just, visualize it to death. It's not gonna happen, man. Those are things that you should do in addition to taking action. But it's just once I realized, man, I just don't want to be a puppet to emotions, man. Especially fear. Like very rarely does anything good come out of acting from fear, right? Fear is usually meant to hold you back. It's meant to keep you safe, keep you comfortable. There's no growth in comfort. There's no evolution in comfort. It requires you to put yourself through challenging situations if you want to evolve, if you want to get better, if you want to improve. There's no way around it. But that's what being a man is about. That's what being a beast is about. We go after challenges. We seek challenges every single day, right? We're not running away from pain. We seek the pain out because we want to make the pain part of our comfort zone, right? There are things that I do on a daily basis that for most people is way outside their comfort zone. You tell somebody to wake up at 3:45 in the morning every day, they're like, what? You tell somebody to take a cold shower every day, they're like, what? You tell somebody they need to work out every day, they're like, what? Yeah, but for me, it's no big deal. So what do you think happens when there's some other thing, some other little thing somebody's trying to, some hater shows up or somebody says some stupid shit? You think I'm gonna give a shit? No, because I challenge myself more than anybody else can challenge me. I put myself through fear more than anybody could try to control me with fear. People try to control you with fear and emotions and manipulate you. It doesn't work on me because I challenge myself, right? I put myself through tension. I put myself through challenging situations. So when somebody else challenges me, it ain't shit. I just look at them and a lot of times I may just laugh because it's not going to work, man. I already put myself through more difficult shit than what you're trying to do. Right? So even with women, like if you go out and approach lots of women, then when these women shit test you, it ain't gonna be shit, man. They're not even gonna be able to touch you because you're just so grounded. You're so used to the shit, man. You're just comfortable being uncomfortable. That's the beast. That's where the strength is. That's where the power is. It's when you show up, you're the guy who's comfortable in any situation. You're the guy that's comfortable being challenged. You're the guy that's comfortable being tested because you test yourself and challenge yourself every day, right? So you welcome it. You welcome the challenge. You welcome adversity, right? And you strengthen your discipline. You strengthen your willpower. So when emotions, because that's how people try to control you. They try to control you with emotions. They try to get you emotional. So you need to have stronger willpower and stronger discipline than your emotions. You need to be able to override your emotions because your emotions will, take you astray, especially fear. That's like the main one. Anytime you see yourself acting from fear, just know it's probably going to lead to something destructive or something you're going to regret. Just know that. And just know that that's not you. When you're experiencing fear, it's not you that is afraid. It's your mind that has a program. There's a program of fear running in your brain, right? Running in your system. But you have the power to override it. That's why you have to put yourself through challenges so you can test and understand how strong you are, how powerful you are. You know what it feels like to override these emotions. I know what it feels like when fear comes up. I know how to override it because I've done it so many times, right? I've pushed myself so many times that I understand how to get myself to do what I need to do. And that's what I could respect about a man. Like when it comes to men that I respect men that have emotional control. I respect men that are disciplined. I respect men that have, unbreakable willpower, right? Because if a man is emotional, I can't trust that man. If a man's going to act from his emotion, whatever emotions he's feeling, he's going to act from that because emotions keep changing, bro. One day you feel good, next day you feel sad, next day you feel kind of happy, next day. I can't rely on that shit. I never get nothing done if I rely on that shit, man. So I rely on discipline. I rely on logic. I rely on intelligence. I rely on courage. I rely on willpower, right? Because that's me. That's me when I step up. That's when the spiritual being steps up. Emotions is the body and the mind. It's a program. It's like poison. If it's negative emotions, right? Positive emotions ain't nothing wrong with being happy. Ain't nothing wrong with being excited. That kind of thing. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about those negative emotions like fear, sadness, depression, all that bullshit, right? We got to be able to override. We got to have a system in place. We got to have techniques, whatever is necessary Even if it's just willpower or discipline, whatever it is, we need to have a way. We cannot be controlled by emotions, because the minute you allow an emotion to take control, you have become a puppet, right? You have become a slave to that emotion. And that means you're not in control. That means you're being controlled. You know how crazy that is, to not be in control of your own self? It's not okay. The people walking around being controlled by emotions, and it's like the norm, but I'm not cool with that. I don't hang out with people that I see they don't have no emotional control, right? They can't apply their willpower to get themselves to do shit. If they don't feel like doing something, they're not gonna do it. Oh, I don't feel like doing it. I can't respect that, man. Because when I don't feel like doing something, I still do it, because I know I gotta do it. I know that's what's necessary to achieve the goal. And that's it, man. So we got to be able to catch it. We got to be able to catch when our emotions are trying to control us. And we got to step up and take control. Right? That's discipline. That's willpower. Right? When it's fear, that's courage. That's us applying our intelligence. We got to override these negative emotions. We can't just let them control us. Or another technique, sometimes you could just let it pass. That's another technique. Like if you're experiencing fear, sometimes just let it play itself out, because every emotion is temporary. Right? So just don't act from it. Don't make a decision from it. Make the intelligent decision. Like for me, when it comes to approaching women, I will go out with a specific number of women I want to approach. Because I know when I go out, I'm going to experience different emotions, right? Depending on the environment, right? Different things going on in the environment. You never know what emotion you're going to experience. So you can't be making decisions based on how you feel, because how you feel is always going to change. So you have to make decisions from a place of intelligence, from a place of discipline, from a place of courage, from a place of strength. That's you, the spiritual being, stepping up and saying, I am in control. I have the power. All right? So that's the advice for this video. If you're a man watching this and you want to develop unbreakable self-confidence, you want to eliminate the fear of approaching women, you want to become a beast, you want to become more courageous, more powerful, more in control, join the Unbreakable Beast Tribe. I'll drop a link to the group in the comment section, and I'll see you inside. Peace.